Niggas think I'm fighting to save the day, but really, nigga, I just like to fight. What? I don't care about none of that shit.
Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm just.
Hold on, I'm tweaking. It's that Crash Life Ninja, man. Back to the scheduled program. No shirt on. Low HP, bruh. Low HP. That boy, Mark, Invincible, whatever you want to call the nigga, that what he just had peak going on. I ain't gonna lie, Adam and Eve. What is her name? Eve. Is her name Adam and Eve? Bro, I'm tweaking right now, but she stepped up and they that was a good reason for why she didn't die, I guess. But my boy Mark was fighting. He didn't hold back at certain points. I don't know why he should ever hold back at any point. And now he know he gotta kill people because I'm tired of that no killing rule on the heroes, bruh. So now he know he gotta kill people. And that fight was peak. Dude was spitting, bro. I ain't gonna lie to dang. Conquest was spitting, bro. If somebody not watching Invincible right now, they missing out, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Jessica Clemens, and this is a breakdown of Invincible Season 3. Its finale titled I Thought You'd Never Shut Up. This finale was awesome. I love
He didn't need to shut up. He was spitting.
the small details in animation, and Conquest and the whole Jeffrey Dean Morgan, aka Negan, versus Steven Yeun's Glenn brought back some triggering memories. So with no further ado, let's get into it and break down all those little details that you might have missed, and maybe answer the question, what the hell that demon guy is doing at the end of the finale?
Nah, for real though. I was wondering like what was going on when he popped up. They showed so many people that he gotta fight. They better give us 16 double the episodes if they gonna show us all them people he gotta fight next season. That's crazy work.
First, be sure to check out nerdriot.shop where you can find the latest and greatest in New Rockstars merch. Right now, we got some designs inspired by Daredevil Born Again, like this Daredevil Punisher face-off shirt. We also got merch for the Fantastic Four. I'm wearing merch for the Fantastic Four right now. Look at that.
And you got all the merch, don't you?
Red and light blue to finally light gray to a fluorescent green, reminding us of Angstrom, to red and light blue to finally light gray on white, the final colors being those of Conquest. As a reminder from last episode, Conquest is voiced by
that boy was so goated. I ain't even gonna lie, like it's crazy.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan, who also plays Negan on The Walking Dead,
Nah, forget he plays him. He plays another voice actor that went crazy too. I just don't remember. I ain't gonna lie, but he played another voice actor that went crazy. That sounds exactly like Conquest.
Bashed in Glenn's head with a barbed wire baseball bat. So this should be all triggering to you if you stop watching The Walking Dead like me after that scene. Some people never forget. This episode picks up right where episode 7 left off, with Mark and Conquest flying at one another, fist extended, ready to throw down. The force of the impact sends out a shockwave that blows the glass out of the windows of the already destroyed buildings and blasts onlookers off their feet. I love anytime Mark fights a Viltrumite, they always
Bro, he was getting whooped in the city. He had no chance at all in the city.
always end up landing these blows that are just so damn hard they make a giant hole in the ground. It's like a crater. Conquest then says this.
Right about now, Anissa would be telling you how the Viltrum Empire would turn this wretched planet into a utopia. I'll tell you no such thing.
He said, I'm just doing it for the love of the game. That's what I was like. They kind of doing this for TikTok, but I love it though.
Anissa was a good cop, then Conquest would definitely be a bad cop. And he doesn't want Mark
That's the perfect example too.
to surrender. He wants to beat Mark to death. Compared to his fight in season 1 with his dad and season 2 with Anissa, Mark is doing such a better job in this fight.
Sorry to ruin your grade. Isn't that the worst?
Nah, because if nah, yeah, I guess.
What if I told you that there was a way for
Bro,
you to
I don't
skip
care,
ads like
bro.
this forever? This is
Yeah, it's the
I
skip
think
button.
the past season finales have taught us anything to be assured of. It's that they'll always end the season with a Viltrumite fight. So maybe in the 4th season, we should expect, another Viltrumite to show up. Or multiple. Side note, Conquest then
No, they ain't sent. They know not to play with him after that. The dude said, he literally said, the other Viltrumites won't talk to me. I have no friends in the Viltrumites. They're scared of me because how strong I am. Ain't no way they're sending another Viltrumite after that.
has this insane line that Jeffrey Dean Morgan is really just eating up.
I'm not here to spread the greatness of the Viltrum Empire. I'm here because I enjoy this.
Enjoy the love of. He said, "I'm doing this for the love of the game, bro." And that's what. Never mind. I ain't even gonna speak. I ain't even gonna say too much. But
See, to me, there is no greater pleasure than feeling the warmth of my fists drenched in blood.
That motherfucker ain't
what he's saying is how I feel about Hayden.
here to play. He didn't come to play games with you, Mark. They think I'm fighting to save the day, but I'm really just here to fight. I love Conquest. He's a
What he say? What Goku say? He said, "Y'all think I'm doing this?" He said, "Like I think y'all think I'm doing this because I like saving people, but nigga, really, I just like to fight." Save it. What he say? Save me.
horrible person. I get it. I recognize that. But the line reads this man has is insane. And if that wasn't diabolical enough, Mark takes the fight into space. Then this bitch blows a blood bubble and turns
Bruh. Oh, no Diddy mouth was wide open when he did that, man.
it into a heart. Then he waits to freeze it and it shatters. And Mark's like, what the hell is going on? Mark gets in a lot of good blows, thankfully. But Conquest is still very cocky and hits Mark with one punch that blows him right back down. Back at
Conquest was letting him hit him, bro.
Mark's house, Oliver's trying to jump into the fray. The fact that
Why would she let him go? I would never understand that.
Debbie is
It's like she didn't want to take care of him no more. She said, "I'm tired of taking care of this little nigga. Let him go die."
letting Oliver even go shows how worried she is about Mark. And Paul tries to make Debbie feel better by saying Mark and Oliver have been in these situations before, but she says, not like this. And she's right, because this dude is a lot stronger than Nolan was. You can also see the Korean wedding ducks are back. Last time I saw them, I didn't see them, and I acknowledged it. But they're also still not facing each other.
Wait. So he can whoop his dad now? Then what's the point of the nigga then? Shoot. We don't want to see him no more if he ain't stronger than Mark.
See this kind of like snow falling? I believe this is ash from the burning buildings, and Mark's blood does that Jurassic Park quake move, and Conquest is really that bitch. Oliver arrives moments before the city buildings topple, and Mark is thrown through a building, smashing and igniting a tank truck. This fight, someone please stop it. Conquest encourages Mark to keep fighting, mainly because he wants to keep beating him. He loves
Bro, he was whispering in his ear. Like, he was whispering in the nigga ear of how much he wants him to keep fighting. Like, he was seducing that man to fight him, bro. That was crazy work.
this violence shamelessly. I do as well. I love that Oliver comes in talking shit just to get yanked upside down. Nice try. That just pisses Conquest off even more. Mark tires himself out wailing on
Bro, he said, what did he say? He said, this the best beatdown you've ever seen. I folded so fast.
Conquest and exhausts himself like we've never seen before, and Conquest is still barely bleeding at this point. There are a couple points in these fights where Conquest acknowledges Eve and Mark's endurance and stamina. Now that I'm really thinking about it, Mark trained more in like strength, speed, and combat than in patience and endurance. So when it comes to pacing himself during combat enough to survive, he hasn't really done that, which makes sense because he's stronger than anyone on this planet. Viltrumites train with other Viltrumites on Viltrum. They're able to conquer planets eventually. Mark is
When was he ever not stronger than everyone besides his dad on the planet, though? That's what I want to understand.
trained by Cecil. This is a bigger discussion for another day, because I think that's also why Conquest loves fighting Mark. It's new, it's sloppy, it's uncoordinated, and he's built with surprises. He's beyond a perfect Viltrumite or an unready planet and an army. He's just new. At the Pentagon, we learn that Cecil has tasked D.A. Sinclair with making reanimate.
He didn't send, bro. See, they made Cecil not send a single thing to help Mark. Is crazy. Like, I know he talk about he want them superhero robots. Forget the superhero robots. You better send the regular one that you spent 200 of them. You sent 200 of them on Mark or whatever. You spent even more than that. I'm just lowballing it, I guess.
Out of the fallen Invincible variants, we can see Flax and Invincible on one of the tables. He was the Invincible that attacked the Pentagon last episode and was stopped by Cecil, Donald, and a bunch of Reanimen. I think the other variant is maybe Retro Invincible, who Rexplode killed. Sinclair is having issues making the Invincible Reanimen because their tissue is just so dense. And I think that's Bulletproof Invincible. You can see on the farthest table on this shot, based on the circles on the shoulders of his uniform. Bulletproof
Invincible is crazy work.
was also killed by the Reanimen after entering the Pentagon. And
see, I ain't even pay attention to all of them. I should have watched the details to the last one.
Last episode.
With the Planet Fitness Black Card, you'll get your first month free when you join today. Sign up for just $1 down, $24.99.
No, I don't care.
Eve finally wakes up in the GDA hospital to familiar sounds of her awful parents fighting, and immediately she's worried about Mark. We learn she's been knocked out for almost a week now, and in her rush to help Mark, she reveals to her parents that he is invincible. She can't walk, but she's ready to fight. While beating the piss out of Mark, Conquest mentions that he knows Nolan. He also
Hold on now. I never heard them say she could not walk. That is crazy work. But Mark also could not. His foot was broke when he just beat I guess you could say beat Conquest. So I guess.
Also tells Mark that Nolan has been executed, and I don't think he's necessarily lying to Mark. I think Conquest thinks that Nolan is actually dead because he knows the Viltrumites were on their way to execute Nolan, but he hasn't gotten the update that the execution was actually a failure. Remember, there are less than 50 full-blooded Viltrumites left. Oliver...
Yeah, there's less than 40 now. Shoot, we done just seen like 6 of them die.
Jumps in and gives Conquest the old Viltrumite 2-stomp. It's this like anime style kick that I love so much that they always do. Just for Conquest to backhand Mark and knock Oliver back, causing our boy to lose 10 of his baby teeth. Technically, I feel like all of his teeth could be considered baby teeth since he, just...
He ain't no baby. Just because he a year old do not mean that he is not like 12. In human years.
Grows them back when he's re-healing. Conquest starts pulling Oliver like an accordion, and in the worst little detail ever, and I'm mad that I noticed this.
Man, I don't know how he survived.
It's not blood dripping on Conquest's face from Oliver being torn apart. It's what I think are his teardrops. Cecil teleports in to try and say...
Yeah, he was crying. It's crazy though. I couldn't even imagine crying in that situation. I ain't gonna lie. I would be doing every other thing but crying. You better swing, nigga. You better try your best to get out of that because he trying to kill you for real.
Save Oliver, and he can see the beating that Conquest is putting on Mark. It's crazy seeing it from a distance as Conquest is just punching Mark through multiple buildings. Conquest plows Mark through tourists on vacation, decapitating this one woman and massacring a bunch of others.
Bro, he told that nigga, he said, look back when I do this. He said, make sure you look when I kill these people with you.
This is similar to Nolan pushing Mark through that train and killing all those passengers in season 1. He crashes through a dude with sunglasses and his dog and kills them both. A little kid holding his mom's hand. They run through him, chopping his arm off. Please stop, someone. I don't even know who you call at this point. Mark manages to free himself and punch Conquest right as Eve shows up to create a shield.
Every hit he landed was tough. The animation on that beach was terrible. That was the word. This episode had the worst animation to me.
He crashes through. Conquest does the...
But they was spitting though, like it was tough.
Viltrumite hand chop and breaks Mark's leg. His bone is straight up just, sticking out and cracked in half. I can't stand this. Don't show me this anymore. I don't care that this is an animated show. I don't like bone sticking out. He bursts out of Eve's bubble. This is just like in the comics. Eve uses bits of the shattered bubble to form an Iron Man-esque suit around herself. We saw Eve use this same armor in episode...
Why would he sit there and break every single last piece of the armor? He could have killed her. But, do what you do, though.
Episode 5, when battering Mr. Lee used dragons from the prison. She's clearly been practicing with this stuff, probably in anticipation of having to help Mark fight the Viltrumites at some point. She also used it when she was younger in the Adam Eve special. The sound of Mark resetting his bones in his leg. No thank you.
That stuff be disgusting.
He fast, but not that fast. Just popping his femur back in place and getting back into the fight. My boy, take advice from Immortal and just retire. Just leave, just dip out. I'm sorry.
Immortal dead, ain't he?
Save Eve. Get out of there. Eve is holding it down on her own for a bit in this fight. She increases the density of the air, then makes a mace and hammers Conquest with it, then puts a bunch of walls in a row that he has to crash through, then puts a bubble tight around his little big head. After throwing more stuff at him, Eve creates a giant harpoon and launches it at him. He simply just holds up his hand to stop it. It breaks around him and he starts punching off parts of Eve's armor. He headbutts her face mask helmet, then rips off the rest of her armor.
I ain't gonna lie, he looked so OP at that moment.
On her arms.
You found a place.
Bro, y'all just giving anything a commercial. Shut up.
He punches her in the face, reshaping her jaw, aka just breaking the damn thing apart. Then, like in the comics, he stabs through her abdomen, her entrails, her organs dangle in the wind as she falls from the sky. And our Eve technically is...
I thought she was dead, boy. I was like, oh yeah, I know he's finna crash out now. But hey.
Dying. Very much does die a little bit. We also hear Mark calling out for Cecil, someone he's been so angry at since the beginning of the season, and it's so heartbreaking. The scene really hurts.
I need you, Cecil! Please keep breathing.
I think there are a few parallels.
He did not even try to help Mark at all. Cecil was not on the crime. World would have been destroyed if it was up to him.
Between this scene and the Glenn death scene in The Walking Dead, Glenn kept trying to call out for Maggie, and I think Jeffrey Dean Morgan was like, "Aw, that's so sweet." Then this lunatic dares to lick Eve's blood off his wrist like a freaking cat. Conquest then says this.
I see why your friend's scared. Why your Viltrumite scared of you. Look at the you not even know, you ain't no way you normal to them. I ain't never seen another one of them lick another person's blood. What he finna say though?
Dares to lick Eve's blood off his wrist like a freaking cat. Conquest then says this.
But for whatever reason, and I don't really care why, I was ordered to take control of Earth by any means necessary.
He specifically says to Mark, you did something to piss us, the Viltrumites, off. The reason the Viltrumites are supremely pissed is because taking over Earth has been their main objective since like season 1. They're irritated this one.
I don't even understand why they will want Earth so bad. What's so good about it?
One half human, half Viltrumite keeps getting in the way.
That's always a bad point. Cause why? I mean, that's always a bad plot point. Cause why would out of every single place in the whole they got a bigger universe than. They always got a bigger universe than the regular universe. Why would they want Earth?
Hey, so in the end of this breakdown, I'll get into some real
And then before they say they want it, they always say how weak and dumb and useless the Earthlings be, but still want it though.
spoiler territory from the comics to what I think this really means, why they're really pissed, and why they have to come to Earth. So hear me out then. Spring cleaning doesn't have to just mean sprucing up your apartment from that gives you platforms. Direct makes it so
stop that, man.
Hear how fast you
10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Mark says this sick ass line.
I don't care how strong you are. I don't care how fast you are. I can see the future. You don't live to see tomorrow.
And this
See, the reason I don't like that is because nigga, you can't see the future. What is he talking about?
is a very baller line to say, and it reminded me that Mark did see the future where he's alive and dipped and immortal as a tyrant, and I feel like
No, you did stuff to change that future, so it's not gonna be that future anyways.
both would have been stopped by Conquest, if he did live to see tomorrow. Mark and Conquest's robotic fists connect mid-punch, creating a shockwave and shattering both men's appendages. Mark is now fighting with a broken leg and a broken hand, but is barely slowing him down as he bites down on Conquest's shoulder. Eve starts to glow, and it reminds me of a mutant having a secondary mutation, similar to Emma Frost developing diamond skin, also reminiscent of the Phoenix Force, always bringing Jean Grey back to life. This reminds me of Alan, who gets stronger also every time he's close to death or dies.
I broke it. Oh, this thing. I bet this is.
He should have been in more episodes this season.
This is expensive. Oh, God.
Mark beats this dude down over and over into the ground like his dad did to him at the end of season 1. Conquest is like the Viltrumite pain sponge or sin eater. He's doing all the Viltrumite's dirty work and getting more and more ostracized from his people for it. And honestly,
them people that was just there was Viltrumites. Ain't no way he's the one who killed all them Viltrumites.
Actually, no, it doesn't make you feel bad. It doesn't make you feel bad. It's just me. I need to stop sympathizing for this man. Conquest confides in Mark
bro.
as he
My boy Conquest was goated. I don't care what nobody say.
beats on him, saying this.
I am so lonely. All the other Viltrumites are scared of me. No one talks to me. No one wants to be my friend. They think I am unstable.
Every other Viltrumite we've seen has looked perfect and undamaged, but Conquest wears his atrocities on his scarred face and mangled teeth. He truly is the most brutal Viltrumite. He even scoffs at the fact that they call him Conquest when everyone else has a normal name. He feels comfortable saying these things to Mark because he assumes Mark will soon be dead. He says,
That was peak, bruh. That whole little sequence was peak.
take it to your grave. Boy, God.
I'm thirsty. Yeah, give me some water. Bro, give me some water.
Man, who even is? Man, bro.
Kind of mic drop moment. It was good. It was great. Eve returns, and we later learn this is basically a kill switch, a kind of sort of Hail Mary she can do. We'll get more into it later, but now I reckon Eve is the strongest hero on the planet. That's in my opinion. I'm like, if she can revive herself, but
yeah, nah, she showed her truth. She showed she really liked that for real. Like, she showed why we ain't never seen her die except for in that one timeline.
also just destroy a Viltrumite? Seems like we should be really messing with Eve. I'm rocking with Eve because Eve's rocking with us. Mark then lands a blow on Conquest with his non-broken hand. He starts slaying.
Bro, it looked crazy when his skin was just off his body. I was like, bro, what is going on right now? Did she burnt his skin off his body? And Mark, that should have been easy kills after that. I would have hit that nigga in his body.
Slamming into him until Conquest catches that fist and breaks his hand again. God, this man's breaking every bone. Luckily, his head is fully functioning, baby, and Mark starts beating his face in with his head and lands a few final blows on Conquest. Truly, this would have taken like a psychopath the ability to do this. The pain in both parties would be atrocious. To headbutt a man to death is literally diabolical.
No, I would never headbutt a nigga. I ain't gonna lie. You ain't putting my head on the line. That's just how it gotta be.
This final moment is definitely a Walking Dead homage. Negan smashed Glenn's head in over and over, way too much in that scene until his head and face were a pulp. And it was the same way where it was just the smushes and squelching noises and no soundtrack or other sounds. It was just the noises you could hear. And this is the closest redemption you Glenn stands out there are gonna get, including my mom. This is the only thing you're gonna get. And
why? What he do wrong?
this all makes sense because Robert Kirkman is The Walking Dead and is Invincible, and he helped on both shows. But also, I'm sure that once they got Jeffrey Dean Morgan, Steven Yeun was like, hey, maybe I could get a little hit in. Maybe I could get a little lick in real quick. Kills him, murders him. With Conquest seemingly defeated, some backup finally arrives. Cecil, Robot, Donald, Britt, Bulletproof, Monster Girl, Samson, Shapesmith.
Yeah, now y'all niggas wanna slide when it's all over with. But when niggas needed help, where was y'all at?
Tech Jacket, Knockout, Bolt, and Kid Thor. Then we're at the Pentagon with Mark in recovery. Once again, in a season finale, Mark wakes up in the GDA hospital. This time, he was knocked out for 3 days. We get some backstory from Eve that explains what happened to her after the fight with Conquest.
I was given powers while I was still in the womb, but they put in mental blocks to limit what I could do. But when something really traumatic happens, it overrides those blocks and I can use my powers without any limitations.
I would have Cecil get all those mental blocks out. Ain't no way I'm finna be blocked. World needs to be safe from them Viltrumite niggas.
She also said it happened once before, and she's been meaning to tell Mark about it. In the Adam Eve special, Eve discovers that her birth mother, who everyone thought died in childbirth when Eve fetus expelled a bunch of atomic energy, was being kept alive artificially in a government facility and being used as a living womb to create more superheroes like Eve. Eve gets so enraged at finding this out that she's able to override the block and erase the officials' memories of ever creating her or her siblings. D.A. Sinclair is working on the Invincible Reaniman in the
I never watched that Eve special. That's what I will say. I never watched it. And now, after consideration, I'm going to go watch it. That sounds like a great story.
In the foreground, I think that's long-haired Invincible, going by the design on the neck and the uniform. Oliver, Throwbolt, and the others took out long-haired Invincible, if you remember. In the
Bro, that should be the new Yamcha pose. Hold on. Look how they left him. That should be the new Yamcha pose, bro. If 100,000 people watch this, just know that should be the new Yamcha pose.
Neck and the uniform. Oliver, Throwbolt, and the others took out long-haired Invincible, if you remember. In the background, you can also see Mustache Invincible, who was taken out in space by Tech Jacket. Debbie blames herself like Mark always does, but it's not like there's anything she could have really done. She couldn't hide Mark from Nolan or anything like that, and he'd have found them anyways and probably just murdered Debbie and taken Mark. She definitely
I don't like Mark mom at all. I just don't.
Feels the burden of encouraging Mark to go into the superhero game, not knowing the toll it would take on him or the family. And as far as we know, Nolan never faced any villains as dangerous and destructive as Mark has, because, you know, most of Mark's enemies are Viltrumites, right?
Hey, boy, they be doing all that hyping up Omni-Man and blah, blah, blah. She telling us she's saying, nah, these ain't my words. I don't know how strong Omni-Man is for real, to be honest. But her words, Omni-Man ain't nothing compared to Mark. That's what she basically saying. I mean, hey, if that's what she said, I'm listening. I'm just listening right now.
Then has his funeral on some secret government property, which is pretty smart so nobody goes and digs up his cybernetic skeleton. Most of the heroes here showed up at the end of the Mark and Conquest fight, but with addition of the Immortal and Duplicate. There are also some civilians who I assume worked at the
The or Mortal is alive. What was I just talking about, bruh? I was tweaking. I ain't gonna lie. He is alive. I don't know why I thought he was dead.
DA, along with Cecil and Donald, and poor shrinking Ray watches from afar, crying, unable to join the rest of the group. She and Rex almost had their happy ending. Oh, my girl. By season 4, they better be checking on my girl.
Should have kept that nigga at the crib, bruh. Ain't no way. He ain't even like that. He ain't even that much like that to be stepping out like that, bruh. That boy almost died to the lizard, them lizard niggas, and you did too, though. But still.
They better be checking on shrinking Ray.
But rest in peace, that nigga, though. We still love Ray. I didn't at first, but he became a better character, though.
She's my baby. Rudy uses an empty robot suit to give the eulogy, and Rudy says it's because he couldn't keep his composure, but it would also probably be super weird to have a clone of Rex giving a eulogy at Rex's funeral. But Rudy also announces changing his name
I wonder if he's gonna get his powers.
to Rex officially to honor Rexplod's legacy, and Amanda tells the new Rex that she loves him. And I personally find this all very weird. I'm still not okay with this.
Nah, that is
crazy.
Calling it. I'm gonna wait till the ad done. Calling a nigga another dead nigga name is crazy just because he died. Change your name to a nigga that just died's name when you after you cloned yourself to be like the nigga. And then them agreeing with it and being happy about it is even crazier.
Eve tries to say a few words but breaks down, and good old Samson starts to say some nice things about his complicated relationship.
And hold on, I'm gonna let it get
Samson
there.
has lost so many comrades over the years. We cut away to Eve and Mark.
That boy really a survivor.
Chatting away from the funeral. They're both pretty shaken about Rex's death and acknowledge that even though he was an asshole when the series started, he's actually changed a lot and grew as a person. Rex,
Like I just said,
was Eve's first love. She'll never fully shake that, and Mark is sad too, but just so happy to have Eve alive.
yeah. When she said I loved him and blah blah blah, you better not say that. I don't care if the nigga just died. Don't say that in front of me.
With him. They sneak back into Mark's room through the window, which is also just very funny that they keep doing this. Eve uses her powers to take off Mark's clothes and leave them full.
Yeah, she a professional. She like, you know how they be saying Kataras and she could waterbend, you know. That's basically what she do with the matter or whatever, bruh. That stuff wild. That's wild work on different levels of freak.
Folded on the floor, but they glow with this pink energy and seem to be really like melting into
I didn't know what that was. Nigga got space ice cream in his suit.
a puddle, a possible side effect of some new element of her powers unleashed when she rebuilt herself. And surely this is something we're definitely going to be exploring next season, because they're going to make sure she's got to stay nerfed somehow. Eve is clearly like the strongest person. Like they're going to have to.
They is finna try to nerf her though. They do be dead wrong. I know that wasn't a net, boy.
Be like, yo, stop melting the world. You cannot melt everything. Speaking of next season, we got a few teases of what could be coming more of in terms of both allies and
I was like, bro, ain't no way they summoning Trigon in the in Invincibles.
enemies. The song playing is Every Day is Exactly the Same by 9 Inch Nails, and in the sewers are the Sequid and their
Yeah, nah, I don't want to give this mind control nigga no episode, bro. I hated that episode. Delete that nigga. Just kill him. Please finish him off in 20 minutes, like, or something. Please. I don't want to see the mind control nigga. I hate that.
taking control of a worker. Another attaches itself to a rat to start building a master brain. You'll remember the Sequids are a species of parasitic hive mind aliens from Mars. The last we saw of the Sequids was in episode 6 of season 2 when Mark and the Guardians of the Globe stopped a Martian ship full of Sequids from making it to Earth, while also saving the astronaut Russ Livingston, who Shapesmith had originally replaced in order to sneak his way onto Earth. Problem solved. But except we later saw Russ Livingston barf up a Sequid in his apartment, which quickly took control of him. And we haven't seen the Sequids since, but now we know that they've been building up an army underground, presumably biding their time until
I was glad them niggas was gone, boy. I did not like that episode.
They're a strong enough force to take on Invincible again. We can see Russ leading the Sequids in the sewers, still wearing the same clothes from when the Sequid took him over. Battle Beast is picked up in space and he still wants more battle, because of course he does. I don't think our man wants anything else. He's basically hibernating in space with the shredded remains of the Viltrumite he was fighting scattered all around him. And I guess Nolan and Alan, the alien, never really found him after they escaped. In the comics, he's picked up by the Coalition of Planets.
Yeah, bro. They should have really made a team out of that, bro. Bring my boy Battle Beast. If y'all put that boy Battle Beast on Earth, y'all ain't got nothing to worry about. He's stepping on anything. He would have stepped on the dude that Mark just beat, bro. He would have stepped on him easily. It was like, watch out, don't join my fight. However he talked, don't join my fight. I deserve this battle. He said, when dude would have said, I do this for the love of the game, he would have said, I do this for the love of the game too, nigga.
Planets led by Thetis, but we haven't seen these aliens in the show before, so I don't know if they're with the Coalition. The technicians have rebuilt Angstrom Levy. They want him to find them a new home and say this.
I could have sworn when we last seen them talking to him, it looked like they was gonna kill him. I don't understand how they became cool.
That is only the beginning of the delights we will achieve together.
This feels very Pinhead in the Cenobites line from Hellraiser.
We have such sights to show you.
Who again, the technician's voice actor, is also Pinhead in Hellraiser. And of course, Cecil saved Conquest's body so he can question him
Yeah, Cecil is the ultimate slimy nigga, bruh. He just a professional snake.
About the Viltrumite Empire. Donald thinks this is a bad idea to keep Conquest around, but Cecil's probably considering all his options now. And it seems like Mark still doesn't trust him, so he's got to come up with some backup plans. But Mark is going to be pissed when he finds out that Cecil did not burn Conquest's body like he told him to. Also,
yeah, he might just take the... See, Cecil's so slimy, he'll make Mark take the Earth over just because.
Cecil, this is why I don't like you. You make dumb decisions. You think
I just really said Arf, bruh.
that man can't get out of there? You think if he wakes up, he can't get out of whatever hole you got him in? Out of my face. Mark is with Oliver in the hospital room telling Oliver he was right and he won't hesitate to kill anyone who puts them at risk the next time. And
that's what I like to see, bruh. Come on, bruh. You can't be letting niggas just live for no reason, bruh. I get if they just ain't do nothing that bad, but niggas that's trying to destroy the whole planet gotta die, bro.
Can't be good. It seems like all the lessons they've tried to teach Oliver about responsibility of their powers and the sanctity of life are just out the window now. Mark then says this.
So if anyone else ever puts my family or anyone I love at risk, I won't hesitate to kill them.
And it's just like the final panel of the Invincible.
I ain't gonna lie, like when stuff like that happen though, watch how good the world get. They gonna be scared to see when they see you coming. Niggas looking out, they ducking, they trying to shoot, they'll go anywhere to try to get away from you. Like, niggas ain't finna be doing all that extra stuff they got going on. Every time they see you, they like, I mean, I know he might beat me to death, but he ain't gonna kill me though. So nobody want that going on. That's why Batman would never work. He a regular, non-superpowered nigga, not killing niggas. So I bet you they'll never be scared of that nigga no matter what. Especially when they get out of jail almost every week.
Comic. Mid-credits scene as Damian Darkblood is using symbols and glyphs on the ground to summon a demon lord. Darkblood is voiced by Clancy Brown, who voiced Cahor last episode, and the voice of Darkblood in season 1. And this demon is voiced by the Bruce Campbell. The last time we saw Darkblood, Cecil sent him back to hell in season 1 after Darkblood had investigated Nolan's role in the murder of the Guardians of the Globe. Darkblood tells the demon lord that there's a surface dweller with a power the likes of which they've never seen, and they can use him to restore the demon lord to power. He could really be talking about
I was wondering who they were talking about, because they could be talking about Eve or Mark, but
anyone here? Conquest, Mark, Oliver, maybe even Eve now.
Yeah, he could be talking about any one of them.
He gets his pronouns wrong, because he definitely uses the male pronouns here. Darkblood.
Let me show you how to block this ad. First, you're going to click on this video.
I did not hear him use the male pronouns.
Then you're going to download Pi. It's an ad blocker that's
does say he has means of conjuring this person here in hell, and I wonder if he's talking about Lensless Invincible, the Invincible variant that Darkwing trapped in the Shadowverse during the Invincible War last episode. This plotline doesn't appear in the comics, so it will be exciting to see where the show goes with this angle, especially if Bruce Campbell will be coming back next season. Other things to look for in season 4, we really haven't gotten an update on Nolan and Alan the aliens since they escaped the Viltrumite prison. What
Yeah, I need that.
are those crazy cats up to? Also, in Nolan's books, there are still plot points of Nolan's sci-fi books and the reality that they contain some secrets for defeating the Viltrumites. There's Space Racer and his Infinity Ray from Nolan's book, The Man with the Invincible Gun. There's also the Ragnar, the alien species from the planet with super strong gravity, making them incredibly tough and resilient. Nolan wrote about them in the Savage Planet, Savage Beast book. But we see more Titan or Machine Head next season. While they think they
Omni-Man might really be a fraud. He really might not be as strong as Mark, and probably got whooped a lot of times too. That's what we do gotta understand.
defeated the Order, we know that Mr. Liu may still be alive thanks to the trusty bodyguard who had his soul of a dragon. And how could Multi-Paul fit into any of this? Because he's still alive and doing something else, maybe not with the Order anymore. We expect to get season 4 sometime in 2026, with the show creator Robert Kirkman telling the Direct this week that the team is focused on getting season 4 wrapped up. Now for the spoiler time. And it's not a lot of big spoilers, it's not super heavy, but it is a little bit of a spoiler just for what I'm expecting in season 4, because I read the comics, I read ahead because I really like the.
Yep, we don't do spoilers, alright. Yep.
Focus on the money, anything else is irrelevant. I got back in my bag and my life start making hella sense. I went from being broken love to being rich and celibate. Why would I buy a dream when I could be the nigga selling it?